I remember the night clearly. It was late. It was too late. I wasn't even supposed to be trading. My laptop should have been closed. I should have been getting ready for bed, but I opened the charts anyway. Gold had been falling all day, strong moves, down, clean structure, and then it reached a level I'd marked up earlier, what I believed was going to be key. The kind of level you look at and think, this is it, this is where the market turns. And the thought hit me instantly, if it bounces without me, I'll miss a huge move. That was all it took. Not a full plan, not confirmation, not patience, just that small urgent fear of missing out. I was tired, my trading window had already closed, but in that moment, none of that mattered. The level looked good, the opportunity looked obvious, and I didn't want to wake up the next morning and see that gold had rallied without me. So I clicked buy. For a second, nothing happened. Then it went lower. I told myself, it's fine, it's just dipped below this level. Then it dropped again, and again, and again. The reversal I was so sure about never came. I remember just staring at the screen, watching the red candles print, watching the loss grow, frozen. Because the hardest moment in trading isn't the loss, it's the moment you realize you broke your own rules and you did it knowingly. By the time I closed my position, the loss was huge, way bigger than it needed to be. And the truth was uncomfortable. Gold didn't cause that loss, my lack of impulse control did. I didn't lose because the level failed, I lost because I traded with a tired mind outside my window, chasing money, instead of following structure I had created. And that's what this episode is all about. Our ADHD impulses and how they can get us into trouble. In episode 1, we said prop challenges don't test intelligence, they test behavior. And behavior is exactly where ADHD wiring shows up under pressure. In episode 2, we built routines to reduce the number of decisions you have to make before, during your trading window. But even with the structure in place, there will be moments when your brain tries to override it. Today, we're talking about how to stop that override. Impulse trading isn't about being reckless. It's about your brain trying to solve the feeling of discomfort. That discomfort could stem from boredom, frustration, or FOMO. The need to just do something. For ADHD brain, that discomfort feels urgent, almost physical. So when you click buy or sell without a plan, you're not chasing profit, you're chasing relief. ADHD affects impulse control and emotional regulation. That's not an excuse, it's information we need to know about ourselves. Remember, in episode 1, when we said ADHD traders aren't broken, we're just wired differently. This is one of those wiring moments. Your brain is wired to act fast, seek stimulation and reduce discomfort immediately. Markets provide endless stimulation, which makes trading a perfect storm. Telling an ADHD trader to just be disciplined is like telling someone with insomnia to just go to bed earlier. Pointless, right? Discipline requires us to pause and think strategically. Impulse removes this critical pause and replaces it with action. So instead of trying to be disciplined, we need to make impulsive actions harder to execute. In episode 2, we limited the time you're exposed to the market. Now we're limiting what happens inside that time. You should already have your setups written out and clearly visible when trading. Before every trade, you need to explain to yourself why you're entering. Scan through your plan setups and put a tick next to the one you have seen that you think warrants you entering a trade. If the market you're watching doesn't align with one of your setups and you can't put that tick next to it, you don't take the trade. This forces your brain out of emotion and into logic. We also know that ADHD impulses live in our fidgety hands. We must create friction to avoid acting impulsively. What you do physically can make all the difference. Take your hand off the mouse, lean back in your chair, stand up before entering. That tiny pause is often enough to break the loop. Now ask yourself this one question before clicking. If this trade loses, will I be temporarily annoyed or will I be emotionally dysregulated for the rest of the day? If the answer is the latter, then the trade isn't worth it. Remember what we said before. Prop challenges are lost on emotional spirals, not just bad setups. Even when we trick our brains by slowing down our actions and physically resetting, sometimes the impulse doesn't fade. That's your signal to step away
Walk around, do something physical, do not enter the trade before the candle closes on our signal. I can't tell you how many times a candle massively changes in the final seconds, giving us a completely different market look. Most urges pass if you don't act on them immediately. Impulse thrives on speed and dies with delay. So prop challenges aren't just lost on bad trades, they're lost on extra trades. If your setup occurs 3 to 6 times a week, why have you taken 30 trades? Lack of impulse control leads to overtrading. Episode 2 was all about limiting your trading window. This episode is about how to limit your reactions inside that window. If you can control your impulse, you can protect your daily loss limit, your emotional state, and the most valuable of trading behavior, consistency. Because it's consistency that gets you funded. In the next episode, we're talking about risk rules and how to design them so you actually follow them with an ADHD brain. If this episode felt a little too familiar, that's not weakness, that's awareness. And awareness is where control begins. As always, if you found this video helpful, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, be safe and trade sensibly. You've got it.